Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to World of Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted Dungeon Master Brian, welcoming you once again to another episode of our Dragon's Demand run-through. But before we begin, as always, I like to kind of ramble on and throw out my two pieces of copper for you. If you'll notice on this episode that your trusted Dungeon Master, your Master of Ceremonies, seemed a little bit down. You saw me drinking water on this episode. You'll understand why. Because your trusted Dungeon Master only drinks water when he's recording or playing for two reasons. One is if he's got it with his Woodford whiskey. And two, if he's feeling under the weather. And of course, unfortunately, it wasn't the first one. It was the second one. So your trusted DM had to go and find himself a local cleric who then announced to him through poking and prodding that he had diverticulitis. Yes, and if you've never had that, then I hope you never get that. And if you do get that, then I pray to the gods that you come to a cure soon. Because let me tell you, it's no fun. Anyways, all that being said, you don't need to hear about my L's, which I'm still L'ing me right now. But what you need to know is that head on over to rollthehard20podcast at gmail.com and drop me a line. Drop me an email. Let me know how you're liking the show. I know things are a little sparse right now. If you look behind me, you'll see that my office behind me is completely devoid of all my books right now. That's not because I sold them, but that is because they are in boxes. Yes, right now we are taking this show to the East Coast. And I know what you think. Well, what's that mean for everybody else? Well, we're going to be going nationwide, coast to coast and in between. We got Chris coming out of Colorado. We got Junior and Ryan staying on the West Coast, and I myself am moving to the East Coast. So if our production is a little spotty while we're hammering out all the details for nestling back down so we can keep on recording, please be patient with the show. And like I said, you could follow us on all of our social media footprints: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Find out how things are going. I just finished dropping the last episode of our Delta Green run through of Future Perfect. I almost forgot, man. It's been so long. Anyways, so if you're interested in hearing myself and the hard slingers of yore play that, then go ahead and listen to that. The feed is on the website. It's also on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart Radio, and we're also on Amazon Podcast as well. So catch any of our old shows. They're all populated through there. I guess the only thing left to do right now is maybe warm up your dice and top off your glass with water, I guess, as Roll the Hard 20 podcast presents episode 17 of our Dragon's Demand run through. Return to the Quarry. Senor Nick.
It's like Pulp Fiction, Senor Booch or Booch.
What?
The Esmeralda Villalobos, the taxi driver.
Oh shit!
It's like Mr. Booch.
Mr. Booch, the boxer. Okay,
Yep.
I remember now. The part I fast forward all the time because I got to get to the gimp. So are we ready?
Yeah, let's do
How's
it.
things going, everybody? First of all, before we begin, how are things going?
It's good. Graduation season. Busy.
Yeah,
It is.
I got two younger brothers that are graduating this year.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for them.
Fun
Well,
times.
Without any further delay, greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Is I, your trusted Dungeon Master Brian, and with me, the Hard Slingers. As we prepare to lead into number 17 of our Dragon's Demand run through. Now, before we begin, as always, there's always some kind of news. We are going to be going nationwide, coast to coast, and everywhere in between, because I will be relocating to Florida next month. So we're going to hit every bit of time zone that we can. So be prepared.
Wear that sunscreen.
To bed.
And mosquito repellent.
Exactly. So you guys were in Hunclay's Manor. You guys had gone down one of the main corridors off the entrance room. Remember, there was all kinds of stuff in that large room. There was a big bird cage against the northern wall of this grand hall with these birds just going crazy. There were these giant, I forget, I think they were Taldorian throw rugs all over the floor. There was a door against the west wall, a door against the east wall, and a set of iron-bound spiral staircase that went up and went down in the southeastern corner. You guys decided to go through the door to the west, which revealed a long corridor with two doors about midway through these corridors, one in the south wall, one against the north wall. You guys entered the southern door and found that there was a dining hall there with all these pictures of pyramids and just these large desert scapes all around the room from different perspectives. Nothing of real value in there. And then you guys decided to go to the door against the north wall. As I had said to Stabby, it is unlocked. And that was where we pick up right now.
Does it look like, can I see any light coming from underneath the door? Is it possible to see?
Go ahead and make a perception check. Or can you see in the dark? Because it's kind of dim light.
Yeah, I don't have dark vision.
Okay, it does look like there's some kind of a light, but it's really diffused that you're seeing beneath that threshold.
But it's brighter than the light that's in the hallway.
Just barely, though. We're talking like a few lumens greater than what you're in right now.
Okay. I look back at the rest of the party and say, hey, look, this door looks like it's unlocked. Are you guys down with me swinging this baby open?
Move this baby out.
Tear down, man.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't recall. Did it open to the left or the right? I think it was the left.
No, it opens to the right.
Oh, to
like
the
the
right.
handle's on the left, so it's going to open to the right.
Okay.
It was opposite the door that was in the south wall.
Okay, so I'm going to be on the side closest to the hinges. I'm going to turn the handle and I'm going to swing that door open with all my strength that a halfling has.
So the door swings wide, and you see that it opens onto a 30-foot wide room that's 40 feet long. You see that, again, just the same kind of construct that the rest of the manor has been made out of, with these large gray stones. Against the northern wall, you see a thick paned glass window, which is letting in some light. That appears to be the light source that you were seeing beneath the threshold. You see a deep, lavish rug of Osirian design that occupies the center of this floor, with 4 small couches at each corner facing in towards the center of the rug. In the northeast corner, you see a huge globe. It looks like a representation of possibly the planet you're on. And it's cradled in a giant polished mahogany stand. This thing's easily like 5 feet in diameter.
Okay. Are there any like dressers or chests, not treasure chests, but chest or dressers or any other storage containers in this room?
No other storage. You see a few stands against the wall as well, close by that giant orb. One of them has like a brass and iron sextant. Another kind of some kind of astrology. There goes those dogs. Another kind of astrology type of a device used for making some type of astronomical measurements. Just things like that.
Okay. Any other windows besides the one on the north wall?
No.
Any other
But
doors?
it's big. It's probably like 10 feet by 10 feet.
Okay. Any other doors?
No, not that you can see.
I'm going to enter the room and I'm going to make my way towards that globe.
Okay, now I also wanted to say this last time during the last session. Wherever you guys go, wherever you guys are looking or standing or being or whatever, be specific about where you are, because it will help me convey things that as you come across them or whatnot.
Okay. So I'll enter the door on the south side of the room. I will head east along that wall, and then north towards the giant globe.
Okay.
In that northeast corner.
Yeah, as you get close to the globe, you can see that it really starts to take on more defined shapes that you couldn't see from that far back. You see that it's made of different jewels that depict different continents and oceans. You see thin strands of gold that denote latitude lines, and silver that denote longitude lines. It's really intricate the way that this thing is designed.
Is the globe a solid mass, or does it look like it may be two halves put together?
You'd have to get in a little closer and probably do some checking out on that.
Okay.
Some investigation.
Yeah, so I'd like to move a little closer to the globe. I'd like to see if that globe is solid mass, it's put together.
I would like to step in behind him and follow him, and I would like to assist him with that role.
Repeat what you're going to do, Stebby. You broke up. I think my internet's causing some problems on this end.
Yeah, so I'm going to move closer to that globe, and I'd like to do an investigation check to see if that globe is a solid mass, or perhaps it's two halves pieced together. And then Warren, you're going to assist me with that?
Please, yes.
Help me here. Do I get another?
You get advantage.
Okay, so I'm going to roll investigation with advantage. And I rolled 12.
12. Looking at the different lines and stuff, they look as though they're meshed up properly, but whether or not you could tell that the craftsmanship is comprised of two halves, you really can't tell without possibly starting to dismantle the longitude and latitude mesh that exists around it.
Okay. I look back at Warren and I said, Warren, I wasn't really able to tell if this was a solid mass or not, but I'm interested to know if there's something else inside this globe of interest.
I am as well. And if we have time later, we should definitely come back and investigate. But I'm afraid that's going to be at the Countess's whim.
Okay.
And at that, Warren will take a quick look around. So this appears to be like a study of some sort?
Yeah, it looks like some kind of a study or a parlor where people would go to read a book or something and relax. Again, you see very similar paintings along the wall, also very similar to the dining hall across the way of just these unearthly landscapes that are hung along the wall. Not so much pyramids, but just different foreign bodies that you're probably not familiar with. I don't know what the travels are that Warren Belhaim was once accustomed to before he got stuck in the ring, but it's highly possible you're not familiar with these vistas that you're seeing.
Okay. Homie got around.
What's that, Flint?
I said homie got around.
That's right.
He traveled from all sorts of coasts.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is what happens when you're a member of a court. Is there like a desk, like a writing desk, a study desk, anything like that?
No, just like little like knick-knack end tables that are probably no bigger than maybe 10 inches in diameter. What they have the sextant on and these other devices to inspect stars and constellations and whatnot, little telescopes.
So then the only other thing that I'm interested in doing in the room while we're in here is just taking a quick look around, looking if there was any sort of like a journal or a log or notes. I'll take like a quick perusal through any drawers that are in there. But like time is of the essence. And Warren will kind of say to Flint, Sirkin, and Stabby, we certainly don't have much more time before the Countess is going to be alerted to us being in here. So,
the Baroness.
Or the Baroness. I'm sorry. It's been a little while.
The Countess might be okay with it, but I don't think the Baroness would be all right with it. So.
Right, exactly.
But there are no drawers in here. The
None. Okay.
little stands that these items are set upon, they're just like burnt wood that's been basically treated to have a sheen to them. And then with these devices are set atop of them, kind of like trophies or whatnot.
Okay. In that case, I'll look around and look to the others and say, well, the only other thing that I feel we absolutely should look at before leaving is possibly the basement. Does anyone have thoughts on that?
Flint's all in. He just walks into the room and just kind of looks around and looks at all the paintings on the wall and kind of looks similar to the last room. I'm down to go to the basement.
Yeah, Sarkin agrees as well.
Okay.
Excellent.
So you guys make your... tell me what you guys want to do. I don't want to assume anything.
At that, Warren will turn around and just start heading down the hall towards the main room and then towards the staircase. And before actually stepping down it, we'll just like try to take a brief look down there, see if he can see anything.
It looks like it goes down probably about 25 feet or so where it ends.
Okay.
It looks like it deposits into some kind of a room that you can't tell from where it is that the staircase puts you in, whether it's a corner or the middle of the room or anything else like that.
Okay.
What is the lighting like? Is it dark?
Again, low light.
Okay.
Similar to what you've been seeing all along this whole time.
And you said it was a spiral staircase?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll kind of like look at Stabby, look at the staircase, and look back and say, would you like to go, or shall I?
This is my job. I'll go forward.
Can I make an after you gesture?
Okay. So you make your way down this iron spiral staircase, and you see that as you get closer to the bottom, that it looks like it's putting you in the southeastern corner of a large room. It's probably maybe about 25 feet wide and maybe 80 feet long. And there are just all these boxes. Some are small crates, some are larger crates, some are stacked atop of each other. And you can see that against the western wall, about 30 feet up on that wall, is a door that looks like it goes somewhere, obviously. But the crates that are in this room are just stacked and strewn about in some kind of an order. But it extends for the full 80 feet of this room.
Any markers on the crates?
As you go, where do you want to go up to the first one? You see, it says as though it comes from someplace in Magnamara. It says some of the effect of dried meat on one crate.
You said the door is in the northwest corner of this room?
No, it's against the western wall. About 30 feet up the wall.
Up the wall, you mean not up towards the ceiling, but...
No. Like it, if you're in the southwestern corner and then you go across, you see the western wall. About 30 feet along that wall is the door.
Is it opened or is it closed?
It's closed.
Okay.
Is there any like torch holders in this area? Just examining the walls. Is there anything that they might have propped a torch up to work in this area? You
don't see any of those sconces that are in the wall that would hold the torches. You don't see any candles or anything like that either. In fact, it's the illumination down in here is considerably dimmer than it was upstairs.
Okay.
So I look back at the group and say, hey, with the illumination being less, I'm going to be handicapped here a little bit.
I'll step forward and take a closer eye since I can see perfectly in darkness.
Kjartan, you have dark vision?
Me?
Kjartan, or Sirkin, sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know why I always do that.
Like, who the hell are you talking about? But yeah, I do it.
Okay.
Only our poor
Stubby.
little Stabby was not.
And I'm not lighting any candles.
You know, if you go
learned
to
my
Butcher's Bay, you can get your eyes shine for 10 menthols.
Warren's gonna walk up to. There's just the one side door, right?
There's, from what you can tell, there's only one door.
Okay. Warren will just kind of like walk up to it real quick. Just take a quick cursory inspection, which is probably like I'm not seeing anything that like Stabby might catch his eye. And then I will very, very carefully like grasp the handle and then very quickly and suddenly like turn the knob and open the door.
Okay. The door swings open, and you see it's the midway of a long hallway that goes north to south. It's 10 feet wide, and it looks like it goes about 100 feet to the north and about another 40 feet to the south before they turn, both ends turn west.
I'll kind of like turn around and just say to those, it looks like this hall turns to the west and I can't see the end of it. I'm just going to just go to the bedrock and carry.
Okay.
And so I'm going to go to, you said the south is about 40 feet?
Yeah, the south is about 40 feet, and then the north is about 100 feet.
I'm going to go south and not like around the corner, but like move up right to the edge of it and then very carefully poke my head around. I can see in perfect darkness up to 120 feet.
Okay.
I want to note that Stabby is right behind Warren, clutching his clothes as not to get lost, but to support him.
Emotionally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm his
like
emotional
a child
support
holding onto a moo.
I'm an emotional support halfling.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, but you're going to need a permit for that emotional support halfling.
We're gonna need to see some papers here.
And your hair's not blue enough for it. So as you creep down to that corner and you see that it turns to the, goes down to the west, you see it continues being 10 feet wide. At about 20 feet, there's a door against the north wall. At 30 feet, there's a door against the north wall. 40 feet, there's a door against the north wall. And then the corridor continues to go on for about another 50 feet where it dead ends in a door.
Okay. I'll turn around and kind of like look at Stabby. I see a door just a short ways up, but there's many, many more. And I'm sorry, how far down did you say it goes ultimately?
Completely, it probably goes down about 70 feet. But
Okay.
at 20 feet, there's a door. 30 feet, there's a door. 40 feet, there's a door. And then it goes down another 30 feet or so where it dead ends. And then there's a door that's right against the western wall.
Okay. I'll turn back to Stabby. We should probably leave, but there are more doors down here. I am a little curious what he was storing down here.
As am I. I'm sorry to ask this again. The room, can you give me where the doors are again?
Sure. As you guys have gone down south, down that one corridor, and you look around the corner to the west, the corridor itself is still 10 feet wide. At 20 feet, there's a door against the northern wall. At 30 feet, 10 feet away, there's another door against the northern wall. At 40 feet, there's another door against the northern wall. So there's 3 doors. Then it goes for another 30 feet where the corridor ends. And at that ending, there's a door against that western wall.
Okay, so 3 doors across the northern wall.
And then 1 door in the western wall, which is the end of the corridor.
I had 4 doors, but
Okay.
Are these?
It is 4 doors.
yeah, but
Yeah.
not on the northern wall.
No, 3 on the northern wall,
Yeah.
and 1
I
at
had
the
4
end
on
of the
the
corridor going to the west.
Are the halls finished?
They look just
They just put pictures up.
They look similar to the stone above, but they appear to be more ashen. They're not as deep gray as the ones that were up above. These just, yeah, they're of a lighter complexion, more pale.
Okay.
You gotta like it on the budget end.
Yeah,
Like screw it, it's going underground anyways.
but you remember that what's his name, when he drew you this diagram, there was no subterranean aspect to the diagram he drew.
No,
this
there
manor.
wasn't.
So
First and second floor only.
I think his name was Grey Gold.
Mm-hmm. I'll look back to Debbie. So should we check out the rooms or should we go deal with kobolds? And I'll look over to Flint and Sirkin. I'm assuming they're maybe just a short ways behind us.
I would love to see, but this might seem like a rabbit hole. Might seem like we'll get kicked out before we figure out what exactly is being held here.
Agreed.
Yeah. Same.
I would like to see this place. I think that there are clues here of what we're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And I question the Baroness's motives. She seems awfully persistent in us not coming here and going to the quarry.
Agreed.
And that raises suspicion.
My other suspicion too. So Brian, do we know exactly what the Baroness's region is that she is responsible for?
She's responsible for Belhaim itself, which, although the town is fairly small, it does extend much wider than that. I think I've got a picture of. Let's see if I can find it. Things here.
Oh, okay.
That kind of give you an idea. It extends,
a little bit.
It extends well into the wilderness as well.
Okay, but this is the only town that is within her domain.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably smaller trade towns or little villages and stuff that maybe have their own type of commerce, but none of them directly impact the economy of Belhaim itself. They used to get all their commerce through the limestone that they once dug from the quarry, but that's no longer an option since it was flooded over, I think, quite some time ago.
Okay. I agree with you, Stabby. I'm interested in what the rest of you are thinking. I do think that the Baroness's motivations are suspect. However, what she has tasked us to do will still benefit the town, even beyond benefiting the Baroness. So I would recommend that we go deal with the kobolds now, assuming that we can do so in a timely manner before we even go and check in with the Baroness, and hopefully without one of the guards here. We can come back and do a more thorough search. Maybe we'll have a better idea of what we might be looking for after we've dealt with the kobolds.
Make a perception check, everybody.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Flint.
Sorry, I haven't got mine. Throwing my dice. Hold on.
Sirkin, what do you got?
8.
8. Stabby.
15.
15. Warren.
Hard 20.
Yeah.
Oh,
Flint.
I'm distracted with the 5.
All right. So you, Flint and Sirkin, you guys are distracted by, just being subterranean in an area that Gregor said he knew nothing about. But Stubby and Warren, from above, you hear some kind of a commotion. But Warren, you can definitely pick it out. It sounds like Deputy Mule up there calling down, from the front door. Where are all you guys at? My job's on the line.
I'll gesture to
You said
Stabby.
5 minutes. It's been longer than 5 minutes.
As we approach the stairwell, Warren will holler up. We said 10, but we're coming up now.
Where you guys at? I'm not going in that place.
All right, we're in the back room. We'll be out in a second.
So,
All of you together
At the same time.
in the back room, huh? What's going on back there? Y'all need some help?
Like you said, you weren't coming into the house.
I might have changed my mind.
Anyway, so if nobody else is heading up there, Warren will go ahead and head up to the front door.
Okay, so you guys return back to the front door.
Yeah, following out.
Yes,
Yeah.
Debbie reluctantly follows the group. He's very interested in what's going on in this manor, and I'm in not a huge rush to work on the Baroness's timeline.
So Deputy
What?
Mule sees you guys coming up and getting ready to leave, and so he starts buttoning his shirt back up. Well, what all did you find down there? Well, is there anything I could tell the Baroness? I mean,
Well, you can tell the Baroness that poor Hunkley's birds need to be fed
okay.
and
Well,
homes found.
whose home's found?
The
What?
birds need homes.
Oh, got it. So as you guys walk out, he slowly closes the door
I'll
behind you guys.
as we go out, Warren will actually like flip him a gold coin, and say, "Thanks for keeping an eye out here."
I have to ask, how'd you guys get into this place? I mean, I know the dead Kobold was on the floor, but I would have thought that he could have got in at some point. But I have to assume that the front door was locked. How did you all get inside that place?
Oh, I don't know, Stabby. Was the door locked?
The door was locked.
Why do you ask?
I'm just curious because I know the Baroness. She was pretty adamant that she didn't want anybody inside Hunclay's manor.
Yeah,
Well,
They were at odds, Hunclay had petitioned her several times to tear down the witch tower so that he could have a view of the eastern sky, and she kept refusing him because that was where her deceased husband expired, and it was more of a monument to his memory. But so they always had words, but I know that she was very adamant that she didn't want anybody going in there because she was afraid of traps and whatnot inside of his manor.
I look at Deputy Mule and say, I think we're well equipped to deal with traps. I toss him a gold piece and tell him.
I'm getting all kinds of rich today.
I tell him that we are making our way to the quarry now. We would appreciate that you just communicate to the Baroness that we are, headed towards the quarry to execute on her ask of us.
Right on, sir. Mum's the word. I won't tell her you find folks in the manor. Then this will be our little secret.
I appreciate that.
No
Thank you.
problem. Anytime you need help, you let me know.
of
He
course.
kind of walks away, heading actually towards the Baroness's manor, which is more southern than where you guys are at right now. And it's going to take him past the mortuary as well.
Okay.
So that leaves you guys knowing that the quarry is to the east, approximately half a mile away.
What time of day is it?
That's probably closer to, I think, 2:00 in the afternoon at this point.
And do we know how far, like how long is the march to the quarry?
Well, it's a half a mile. And
Oh, okay. So not
Without-
far.
without
not too
knowing what the foliage and the terrain looks like, because the last time you saw the quarry, you had gone through a hole in the very basement of the witch tower that you had a tube, like a tunnel that had gone through to the quarry.
Mhm.
So unless you guys wanted to go all the way back through the witch tower again, you just know that the quarry is to the east.
Agreed. And like as we head out there, I'll kind of like look to Stabby and Flint and Sirkin, and I'll say, look, my skills are in dealing with the arcane and more esoteric intellectual pursuits. And he'll like turn to like look at the woods and stuff. Traipsing through here, trying to find kobolds who have occupied a quarry is not exactly my forte. Dealing with the kobolds once we find them, sure, absolutely, let's do that. But if one of you more skilled individuals would like to take point, please do.
Give me your
All right,
marching
Batman.
order.
It's either you or me, handsome.
Give me your marching order.
Say we put Sirkin up in the front.
Yeah. I agree.
Followed by?
Finally get to use my ranger skills.
Yeah, Flint.
And then Stebby.
Got it.
I guess I'm bringing up the rear.
Got it. Okay. So, Sirkin, as you're leading your procession of comrades, start heading east. You see that at one point the ground was very well trodden. You could see packed earth and sparse grass, sparse trees. And eventually, as you start moving deeper and deeper, it starts getting thicker and thicker. You see that the packed earth has given way to more of a soft, soggier ground. You see more luscious green foliage growing up from the ground. The trees start to get closer and closer together. And go ahead and make a survival check to make sure that you're still going in the right direction.
All of us?
Well, he's the one that's leading it. So
Okay.
if you guys want to do it as well, that's fine.
Oh, Ward's just following, so this is all you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think our excellent ranger will be enough of a compass.
Yeah, got a 15.
15. Okay, you feel like you're still going in the right direction, even though the tree canopy is starting to cover over the top, really starting to blot out the sunlight. And you feel that you're going in the right direction. Very similar to where you had originally popped through when you guys found the quarry before. After about 25, 30 minutes, you guys burst through the tree line and stand on the edge of a large rock quarry where the basin of it is completely flooded. You look down and you see along the eastern shore about a 50-foot wide portion of shoreline that's dotted with large boulders. You could see just to the west a hole in the middle of the quarry wall. That was where you guys had originally come out of last time, and you could see a pathway that leads from that hole all along the like spirals down to the basin of the quarry where those rocks are, and you could see a cave that's down that way as well. Now the quarry itself is probably about 80 feet up in the air from the top down to the bottom.
The rim of the quarry.
Yes.
From our vantage point, can we still see if there's still kobolds around that cave opening?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That I will assist with.
Oh, the easy stuff.
I mean, I don't know anything about wilderness, but if I see a kobold, I could tell you I'm seeing a kobold.
Well, I got a 7.
7, you don't see them. You don't see the same kobolds that you saw previously. Warren, did you say you wanted to do that too as well?
Oh, yeah, I was assisting, which should have given
Oh.
him advantage, but I can roll myself if you'd prefer that.
If you want to. You guys tell me
Okay.
what you want to do.
Oh, that's a 19.
19?
Like that.
You do notice 2 figures occasionally moving in the mouth of that cave,
Mm-hmm.
but they seem recessed back to where they're not completely out in the sunlight itself.
Okay. Do I as a player know, but does Warren know that kobolds are sensitive to sunlight in general?
I don't know, because I don't know what his history is with them.
Okay.
You would have to tell me whether or not, if he's ever fought a kobold before, if he's ever fought them in the daylight or not.
Probably his fighting is fairly minimal. I mean, mostly it's just, has he run across any sort of bestiary that had kobolds listed in them?
Probably. I imagine he's pretty well rounded with his history on different creatures in the world, especially down here around Belhaim and whatnot.
Okay.
So even though they don't go into the town, they're not unfamiliar with him.
Okay. I will note to everyone else, I do see a couple of kobolds that are inside the cave a little bit, which does not surprise me too much as they are sensitive to sun. So let's pick our path carefully, and we could certainly try to get a drop on them.
What's the distance from us to the cave entrance from where we're at?
Well, I had to do the hypotenuse theory. You're 80 feet up. And judging by where the quarry comes out, you're probably about 30 feet away. So it's, I'm going to say, what is that? 30 feet, maybe 240 feet on an angle,
Okay.
maybe. Does that
Fair
sound
enough.
right? Who
Okay.
knows? Shit, I don't know. Divided by 2. What is that?
Get a square.
No,
I don't know.
That's
I
the
don't know that-
area. That's the area.
You're probably about 150 feet away from them on a downward angle.
So we have the high ground.
You do. But the problem is you also have where they're recessed beneath the lip of the quarry itself.
Okay. So I look at the rest of the group and say, what are we doing? I'm ready to kill some kobolds.
Well, let's do it. We see if we can get the surprise on them. I have a fair bit of range, but I will still need to get a little closer.
My trusty bow will get me close enough.
Sure, might you be able to find us a route down the hill?
Which one are you asking now?
Kjartan.
Kjartan, of course, not
Sirkin.
Sirkin.
Sirkin. Why do I keep doing that?
Sirkin couldn't make it tonight, so we got Kjartan
All right.
filling in.
We're filling in today.
Wasn't he your character from the Hidden
I was
Shrine?
gonna say, did he get killed and same like sure?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I guess I'll lead the group down and try to find the quickest route, but also try to stay out of the sight lines of the kobolds in the cave
Okay.
as best as possible.
Okay. Describe for me how you're going to descend this quarry.
I guess Sirkin will lead by just kind of crouching down and kind of just not really walking, kind of like briskly walking down, taking that path down.
Okay.
Everybody crouch. Everybody crouch down.
Crouch.
I'm already short. I'm a dwarf.
Sirkin, as you start going down, you see from behind one of the large boulders an arrow get fired at you. 14.
14? That'll miss.
Okay, and another arrow, and that's going to miss as well. It's at that point you see that behind one of the large boulders that looks as though it has a slight overhang, you see 2 more kobolds stationed closer to the water line.
Okay.
All right, so start making your way down.
How far away are they?
They're probably about 60 feet away as you guys have made your way. In fact, let's go ahead and roll some initiative. While we're
I
doing
was gonna
this.
say I'm gonna knock those fuckers off that rock.
They're under a rock, actually. They're kind of like
Oh.
there's a rock overhang, and they're
Uh-huh.
kind of under it, looking up at you guys, firing that way.
Okay.
Oh.
Flint, what do you got?
I got a 1.
Warren, what do you got?
Unfortunately, my streak of good rolls did not persist. I have a 6.
Sirkin,
3.
Stubby.
I rolled a 23 on a hard 20.
Oh, yeah. That's the way
Nice.
to do it.
Freaking, he's gonna get to go like 3 rounds before we do.
It's great.
So, Stubby, you see these 2 arrows fly at Sirkin from under an overhang of a rock that's closer to the water line. Sirkin's partially down the mountain. I don't know where you are on this mountain as well, on this trail. But what do you want to do?
If we were in marching order, I was 3rd in line.
Okay.
So I shouldn't have been too far behind Sirkin. I don't have a line of sight to these kobolds then.
They've got partial cover.
Okay. Can I tell from my location if I move down a little bit, will I reveal myself more or reveal their location better?
Well, you're already out in the open. You might be able to get a better shot at them. But you're clearly out in the open the way that this quarry is designed. There's nothing else. There's no more trees. There's no more
There's no
bushes
cover.
no, there's no cover. You're completely out in the open.
Okay. I'm going to roll stealth and go stealth and then move down to get a clearer shot.
Okay.
Okay. And I rolled a 9 on my stealth check.
Ryan.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. I'm going to equip my bow and draw back, but in the direction of where I see the kobolds, and slowly make my way down to see if I can observe where they're at and get better shot.
Okay. Yeah, they're still hanging out under what appears to be like the overhang is probably about 5.5, 6 feet tall, and they're tucked under there. When they would fire, it looked as though they kind of came out, fired, and then tucked back in there, still getting partial cover.
Okay, and how far do I have to run? And there's absolutely no cover at all around here.
No.
All right. I'm gonna run down. Well, I'm not in stealth because I failed. I'm gonna run forward. I'll just take my full movement.
Okay. What's
and-
your full movement distance?
What is it? 30 feet. 25 feet.
25. So you could go
Yes.
50 feet down. Okay.
Yep. So I'll go 50 feet down.
Okay. So you still have about another 30 feet before you get to the bottom of the quarry. You see the two individuals, the two kobolds, come out from under the overhang again. One fires at you, Stubby, for 21.
He hits.
For, put my glasses out again, for 3 points of damage. Then he has 3 other people. For Sirkin, for 21 to hit,
All right.
for 7 points of damage. And they each tuck back in after they fire.
Fucking turd burglars.
Warren,
Warren gestures in the air, and there's a brief like warping of the air around him as he casts a mage armor spell. That will be his action. He is going. Yes, exactly. And then he is going to move. I will move my movement speed closer to the kobolds. They're like down. They're like downhill from us a little bit, right?
yeah, there's still. If you look at the entry to the cave,
Mm-hmm.
there's a big boulder that's about 20 feet in front of it, right next to the water line,
Mm-hmm.
because the shore goes between 50 and 30 feet, depending on the
Mhm.
waviness. One of the large rocks there that has an overhang, that's where the other two are at. But you also remember that there were 2 that were in the cave as well,
Right.
which you guys saw that were walking back and forth. But they haven't come out. They haven't done anything yet.
Okay, so I will move like closer down in the direction we're going, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to move a little bit, just slightly off the path, away from like the edge, so that they don't have as much of a line of sight on me.
Okay, great.
If that
Are you
that
going to
makes
go
sense.
your full? Yeah, that makes sense. You're going to go your full movement?
Which is 30. Yes, I use
So
my action
go
to cast
60
a
then.
spell.
Okay,
No,
30.
because I cast mage armor.
Got it. Sirkin, you've already gone partially down this hill already. You went 60 feet, right?
Was it 60 feet?
Did you
I'm
go
not sure how far I
max
made it.
distance, or did you just go 30 feet?
I think I just went 30 feet.
Okay. What would you like to do? You know that there are these kobolds that are firing at you because you're just kind of like a cockroach on a white carpet right now.
Wow, that's a visual.
Yeah,
Loves to paint a
I'm
picture.
I'm gonna use my full movement and join up with Warren, and then I'm gonna pull out my longbow and try to attack the kobold that actually hit me. I'm not sure
Okay.
which one that was.
One of the 2 that's underneath the overhang.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's see.
Now they're under partial concealment, so I believe you roll with disadvantage on that.
Disadvantage.
If they have cover, their AC is actually increased by 2. There's concealment
okay,
is not a 5e thing.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. 12.
Made me take my glasses back off again, goddammit. Miss.
Yeah.
Now I've got like this banging headache right now that's just killing me. Things laid me up all day. So you've done your full movement. Flint,
Yes.
you're still at the top of the quarry right now. What would you like to do?
Flint would like to move down the hill 25 feet because that's his max. And he would like to take a shot at the 2 knuckleheads that are on the overhang.
Under the overhang.
Under the overhang. You said partial, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to make a dex save for one of them.
12.
12. That's a fail. It's going to be 8 points of radiant damage. This is the other thing I was going to tell you. Target gains no benefit from cover for the saving throw.
Okay. You hear this hissing noise come from underneath the overhang. You hear, "You okay, man? I'm gonna take care of you, buddy."
Oh no, it's the sheriff.
Stubby.
I'm at the bottom of this ramp now, down at the quarry floor.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, do I have any better line of sight on these 2?
You do. You can see directly underneath the overhang at this point.
Okay, so I can see.
You see 2 of them. You see one of them just took some damage from whatever happened from above, high up.
Can I tell which one took the damage?
Say to the one to the right.
Okay, so I'm going to shoot my short bow at the one on the right.
Okay.
And that's a 14.
That hits.
Okay. So, and I did 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay. You see him take it again. They both look at you. One of them draws back his bow, fires right at you, Stubby.
Well,
What's up?
I wasn't quite done with mine.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Because I can do cunning action.
Okay.
So I'm going to attempt to
Hide, right?
yes.
Okay.
My cunning action, hide. Oh, what is it? Stealth. 18.
18. Okay. He does not see where you have disappeared to. He only sees that there are 3 other individuals. Warren. One of them
Okay.
pokes out.
I
Was
am
it-
far. I was specifically trying to move far enough back. He may be able to see me, but ideally, I would like to have moved far enough back to have cover.
Okay.
So just
Then he
I
wouldn't.
don't.
He wouldn't
I don't-
attack you then.
Okay, I don't know
Okay.
if that was.
So
I
1, 2,
made
3 for Sirkin. Sirkin. That'll hit with a 22 for 6 points of damage, and the other one is fired at you, Flint, for doing what you did to him, and he misses. Warren.
I will move back towards the edge here, and a little bit maybe further down. Do I have a clean line of sight on them?
You still see the lower portion of his torso stick out, because as soon as they fired, they pulled back again. But now they also have to deal with Stubby, who's got a direct line of sight on them. But they don't know
Okay.
where he's at. So
Okay. I am going to move basically as far down and to the edge as possible, and I'm going to ready an action. So the
Okay.
first one of them that pokes its head out, I will use my reaction to cast Eldritch Bolt on them, hopefully splattering them against the rocks.
okay. Sirkin.
So they're under partial cover, right?
Right.
Still. How far away is Stabby from where I was?
Well, he's all the way on the bottom at this point. I think that did you make it down to the bottom yet?
I think I said I was going to follow Warren, but I think I meant to go down.
Okay, yeah, because Warren's still up at the top.
Yeah.
So you're probably about 30 feet down the mountain, and I
Okay.
don't know if you moved again on your last turn. So
I did move again, yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so you went another 3. So you've got 20 feet before you get down to the bottom then.
Okay. I'm just going to go the full distance, 30 feet, continue down, and then I'm going to try to fire another an arrow at one of the guys. Let's see. So disadvantage?
No, because now you're on the bottom.
Okay. 17.
Will hit. I'm
Okay.
getting some feedback, guys. That was weird.
I heard it too.
Okay.
For 8 points of damage.
8 points. And that one that you guys have been peppering the whole time, you see him just collapse down to the ground. Flint.
Flint, happy to see him collapse. He's going to continue trotting down the hill, and he has one more guy next to him or near him, so he is going to cast Sacred Flame once again. So have him make a dex save.
Another dex save. 16.
16 passes.
I'm sorry, 17.
That will do. That'll pass.
Okay.
I don't think you take
Did-
half damage. It doesn't.
No,
mention it.
do you still want to move, or did you move and then fire?
I've moved, then fire.
Okay. Stubby from at the bottom of the ravine. What would you like to do?
I would like to attack the other kobold that stands next to his dead compadre.
Okay.
So I'm going to attack with.
I'm gonna save you, man. I'm gonna save you, man.
I'm going to attack with my short bow.
man,
That's an 18.
that.
I rolled another 18.
That'll hit.
Okay. Going to do 8 points of piercing damage.
Do you
Damn.
get sneak attack because you're attacking from hiding?
That's right. I also do get sneak attack, so I get another
D6.
D6. 1d6. Stand by. That is going to be another 5 points of damage.
Very good. Did you want to move anywhere or stay there? You want to do your cunning action again?
I'm
All
going
right.
to do cunning action and attempt a stealth again.
Okay, go ahead.
Rolled a 20.
Okay.
Not a hard 20. It's a flaccid 20.
Flaccid 20.
Placid.
Warren, you see this kobold poke his head out
Hmm.
to get a shot at Stubby.
And it is going to hopefully get smeared. That is a 15 to hit.
That is going to hit.
So he takes 8 points of force damage and another 3 points of fire damage.
So this force damage basically just impales his corpse down to the ground. And then you see it erupt in flames, lighting up this overhang that him and his dead friend, kobold friend, are in. And you just see this gout of flame come out and then die down. You see these two smoldering corpses. And from deep inside the cave, you hear this, "Oh, damn."
Damn, son.
And that is where we will end this session.
Damn, we're gonna have to see you next week.
Damn. Oh, damn.
Damn, you fucked him up.